Hey there, and today we'll be discussing about the economic crisis unfolding. All right, this is like a kind of a continuation of last video. But anyways, let's get to it. Firstly, we got over here an economic crisis on our hand, as discussed in last video. Iran already pretty much blocked the Strait of Hormuz for ships to travel in and out. And then with that LPG oil's getting affected. LPG is like the liquefied gas. A lot of countries depend on the oil and LPG from the Strait of Hormuz. For example, India's 40% of supply comes from here. Pakistan's 60% of supply. Uh, Japan and South Korea over like 80% of their supply comes from the Strait of Hormuz. So these countries will be badly affected. But also to add a worrying problem, Yemen's the proxies of Iran in Yemen, the Houthis, who have this control this whole northwest area of Yemen, but they are now threatening to block a very important route for trade between Europe and Asia. They're threatening this strait between Djibouti and Yemen. They're threatening this between the Gulf of Aden and also the Red Sea here. And so the situation over here is that now the ships will be blocked. So now they will have to go across the Africa all around it just to reach important trade centers in places like India, China, Singapore, Philippines, Japan, etc. And so basically, yeah. And USA, North American countries aren't affected that much except from the Strait of Hormuz, but still it's concerning for a lot of Europeans over here because they will face how they will a lot of products from there come from China, and so then they will feel the pain. Uh, and yeah, as discussed, this war is getting pretty much out of control. There is mediation attempts from Pakistan to and Turkey to like stop this war thing, but right now, because of Trump's demands, it's quite unlikely that this war will end soon. Over here, Israel is colonizing the West Bank, like moving to southern Lebanon, because Hezbollah over there is launching missiles into northern Israel, and so then now southern Lebanon is also getting colonized just because of them. You can kind of see the scenario of just like Cyprus is complete chaos in the region. Cyprus is like completely divided. Over here, you can see there's a lot of lines, a lot of disputes, and over here, Iraq is like right in the getting struck by both Israel and USA and Iran. Iraq is like in the middle of this whole war. Missiles are flying above its head, even landing on its head, and it's just very concerning for the people that live anywhere between Iran and Israel. Basically, anyone in the Middle East is concerning, in fact, because almost like no country was safe. Saudi Arabia, a massive one, got attacked. UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, they all got attacked. Kuwait, Iraq, Jordan, Azerbaijan as well in this area, the exclave area, and also Turkey. And so then there you have the situation. Luckily, Turkey's the one on Turkey got intercepted, but still, over here, the instability of Western Asia as a whole is just completely concerning to talk about because Pakistan and Afghanistan are still at the war. Stability already there was already chaos in the west to start off with. In the Middle East, a lot of proxy wars, a lot of civil wars, and then you got Kashmir here, which is like a separate issue, and as a whole, and so you can see if this whole region is very volatile and change, and then it can affect this whole region if any changes happen in any of these regions. But countries like Pakistan, India, they rely on this a lot. Japan and South Korea as well. They are going to suffer a lot from the blockades. Europe is also going to face the effects because obviously Yemen, the Houthis over there are just going to block the strait, and then and then yeah, USA is not that much affected. But the problem with USA is that they are kind of losing this war because if they, you might say there, but the Iranian side has much more casualties. That's true, but ultimately, USA's goal to dethrone Iran, yeah, ultimately has failed. And so then, he said Iran is blocking the Strait of Hormuz, causing oil prices to skyrocket across the whole world. And so it's a huge matter of concern now. A lot of these countries are suffering, and yeah, what else to talk about here? Um, as I said before, this region is very volatile already. Asia, this whole area of Asia, East Asia, has its own matter of concerns. Not, but it's not as volatile as from this, starting from like somewhere in Myanmar to the end in Egypt. Whole region is volatile. Georgia, breakaway states, Iran, Azerbaijan. This region just whole is a volatile region. A lot of rivals at play here, and so then yeah, these right now, yeah, Saudi Arabia is also kind of engaging already in a proxy war with Iran. Both countries are massive countries in the region. Saudi Arabia is a bigger one, but yeah, both are extremely massive in the region. Both are trying to be the dominant players in the Middle East. Even though both are Muslim countries, and so then now this is creating a tough situation for both, and for the people, and for the smaller countries as well. The proxy wars are being played in countries, but in Sudan, this proxy war is being played even though Sudan is like a massive country, like a really big country. Lots of people are dying in Sudan from all of these wars and everything, and so yeah, it is pretty much of a matter of concern what the world is facing. And well, with these petrol prices going up, people will suffer. They will like, you know, not be able to live properly. Thankfully, some places are making public transportation free to counterattack the rising oil prices, but still, when there needs to be some long-term solution here. Like this cannot be possible. Like that, a whole, like most of the world's oil supplies depend on these two straits that can be blocked at any moment. And so then this is a lot of countries are now starting to panic here because then there's concerns of fuel prices, how much fuel a country can actually have, LPG as well, and so then yeah. Anyways, thanks for listening to Unpacking Mysterious Things with AZ. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my video. Anyways, bye.